What's up guys? Joe Pascal here, still running through our core foundation series, and I want to run through warm-up number 2 with you guys. I showed you my dynamic stretching warm-up, a bunch of funny ways of walking around. This one is specifically for core activation. I learned it at a clinic I was at several years ago, and we use it for a warm-up about 1 and 3 times, or before we squat especially. Let's get into that. There's several motions in this sequence. We start from a 4-point stance. I want to get my knees right under my hips, 90 degrees, my hands right under my shoulders, 90 degrees, and then I'm going to spread my knees just as wide as my hands. To get a neutral spine, I like to take my back as far as I can into a cat pose, as far as I can into a camel pose. Find that middle, engage my abs, squeeze my butt. I'm nice and tight here. Then the first movement is called a hydrant. I'm just like a dog peeing on a fire hydrant. I'm going to lift my leg, keep my body as still as I can. Don't move your hips. We'll know if you're cheating because you're going to move those hips and lift one side, or you're going to bend one arm or the other and drop and pick up your shoulders. I want to stay tight down the center for each one of these. The second movement in that sequence is still from our 4-point stance. I want to take my leg straight back, almost as if I were going to do a bird dog. Bring my knee around in a big circle, as big as I can. All the way around the biggest range of motion my hip has. Each one of these movements we're doing 8 reps per side, 1 set. Still in our 4-point stance for the third movement in this sequence is called a scorpion. I want to point my toe towards my shin, dorsiflexing my foot. Reach straight up for the ceiling. I want to make sure that my foot doesn't actually go towards my head and doesn't go towards behind me or the back of the room. Each time my knee comes down and touches the ground, straight up to the ceiling. Engaging my last movement from our 4-point stance is going to be to drive my leg straight back and swing it like a tail. From here, keep it the same height, keep it straight, as far as I can go to the side. This one's really tough to maintain that strong, stable core and not to swing your hips or move around. Try. It's going to be pretty natural. Your foot might want to turn over, and that's okay to rotate at your hip, just not to drop your foot or bend your leg. Once I've completed those movements from my 4-point, I'm going to lay onto my back and continue the series. I want to lay my legs out straight. Toes are going to be dorsiflexed again, pulled up towards my shins. And one at a time, I'm going to lift as high as I can without bending that knee. Back down, heel to the ground. 8 times a side, just like the rest of these. After those leg lifts, I'm going to lay on my side and complete a side plank. Straight up and down as if I'm standing up straight on the floor. I can't have my hips back behind me or I'm not going to engage the right muscles. Stack your feet. This elbow goes right under my shoulder. I like to reach for the ceiling and drive my hips up. If this is a little bit easy, you can starfish or lift this top leg and hold here. Makes it a little bit tougher. For our warm-up sequence, we're just going to hold that side plank for 30 to 45 seconds, once each side. After the side plank, I'm going to continue to lay on my side, but now I'm not going to prop myself up. Lay down all the way, straight up and down again. I'm going to flip my top leg out of the way, dorsiflex my foot one more time, and this straight leg is going to be led a little bit by the heel and lifted 8 times each side. The next movement in this series is a plank, but it's a plank with a pike. So to pike, I start that plank position and then drive my butt straight up towards the ceiling, breaking only at my hips. Another little thing that I like to do when I plank is to turn palms up when I rest on the ground. Just a little extra opener for your shoulders. So I go here, palms up, good strong plank position, break just at my hips, drive my butt to the ceiling. 1, 8 reps, just like the rest of these exercises. And the final movement in this core activation warm-up is a reverse plank. For this one, you're going to need a little bit of shoulder mobility. You reach behind you, here. Dorsiflex those toes, pulling them up towards your shins. Keep your head neutral. I don't want to let it fall forward or way back as I move through this. I'm going to drive my hips up until I'm straight as a plank again, and hold here 30 to 45 seconds. If this is easy, the progression here is to start lifting one leg, and we can make that reverse plank a little bit harder. Okay guys, there you have warm-up number 2, or our core activation warm-up. It's going to be really effective for making sure that your body is using the right muscles to move you safely and efficiently. Make your warm-ups as strong and effective as possible.